아침이 다 지나가고 오후가 다 돼가는데 낡은 서랍을 쳐다봐 수북히 쌓아둔 이야기들 무심코 하나 둘 여러 마음 담을게. 아직은 우습고도 서툴지만 사랑 얘기 어색한 이야기가 오고 갔던 사람 얘기 지나간 시간 속에 홀로 나만 변했나 봐요. 그때는 아무것도 아니었던 추억 얘기 얼마 전 새삼스레진 한 속마음 얘기도 이제 나 슬쩍 답장 한번 해볼게요.
Hey there. Ah, could you not sleep? Or did you just woke up? Hi, Night. Hey, Dragonheart. Hey, Belgium. Hi, Halloween. It's really pouring, huh? How is Spooktober going? Are you guys having trouble falling back to sleep as well? Is this the reg underscore panda BFE? What does BFE stands for? Well, this sunglass. Well, I don't have eye protection, so these sunglasses will have to do for now, because I'm very sensitive to light. But how are you? Did you have a nightmare? Or are you just having trouble quieting your mind? Oh, don't worry about that, Knock. It's okay. I'm here with you. Even though this house we're occupying can be haunted at times. Sometimes there'll be window knocking, and even though the neighborhood can be rowdy with gunshots, I'm here with you. You're okay. Okay. You wanna kiss to comfort you? Mwah. A blessing for your forehead. You know, you look very calm when you're laying in bed. May I touch your hair and cheek? Your hair's really soft. You'll have to share with me your secrets of shampooing your hair. No? Even though we just moved into this house, I feel even more closer or less aware of the, newness of the place and the fact that this house is haunted as long as I have you by my side. Coconut oil? I've never heard of that one. Perhaps someday you could help me wash my hair and make it soft and silky just like yours. Ah, are you showering with me? You're being silly. We'll go to a bathhouse together. We can rub each other's back, wash each other's hair. It's been pouring outside, hasn't it? But I kinda like the ambience. It's peaceful. It's not a dead, eerie silence to it. Me too. Chip, chip, chip. It's it's calming, especially after a hard days of work. You did very well tonight, you know? I especially enjoyed the dinner that you made. Mwah. The steak Auvergne was very tender and juicy. Just like your love. Even if the ghost in the house was throwing, the utensils occasionally, a serious case of poltergeist, but no matter. I'll just call in the Ghostbusters soon and deal with our poltergeist situation. Hi Kira. Are you having trouble sleeping as well? It's okay. We occasionally have that once in a while. But I'll stay awake and keep you company. The ghost of Freddy was really nice to you? Oh. I'm glad to hear that. Sometimes they can get quite hostile, but it's nice, when they treat us well. I think for them and us, right, we're not that much difference because we're both helpless in our situation. Like the ghosts are tethered to this place, this house, and they can't leave. So I'm pretty sure they must be super bored and need to entertain themselves by scaring us. And we could only afford this place, but we keep it nice and clean and cozy for them. So, I hope they appreciate it, that we're just shared tenants with them. You smell really nice. Is that a new body wash that you're using? Oh, hello. Hello, Rise. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to being a red panda. I hope you enjoy the comfy bed here. We're doing ASMR stream today. It's my first time. So, get comfortable. I wish they at least did some of the chores, like they're gonna harness all day. Least they can do is wash the dishes. Maybe we can propose that to them, right? Or you know, since the poltergeist is moving things around, it could probably move the broom and sweep it, right? Or like we can turn on the vacuum cleaner and they can just move the vacuum cleaner around. Help us wipe the window too with a wet cloth. Scrub the bathroom towel? Or maybe that might be a bit too much. Did you imagine or dream of anything when you were trying to sleep? You're sweet. Then I am doing great, right? Yeah, you can get comfy with me. We can get closer. What was I doing in your dreams? I kinda dreamt a bit about you too. But it was on one of our outings that we have taken to a park outside and have our little own picnic. And I vividly remember the feeling of the sun, like the warm rays on our skin. And the blades of the grass as we cross our fingers on the earth. And the sound of cicadas and some chirping of birds. Oh, that's kind of a coincidence. Cause in my dream, there was also a swing on a tree. I don't quite remember though, if we played on the swings. But maybe we did. Maybe our dreams cross together, since we are sleeping so close to each other. But I also vividly remember in the dream we were having some sandwiches that we made together. And then there was a squirrel who was looking at us very intensely. I think he really wanted a sandwich, because not long after, a bird just swooped down uh, and took the sandwich from your hand. It was kind of funny, but you were so mad at the seagull. You almost chased after the seagull too. If it wasn't for the squirrel suddenly rushing towards us, I think it sounds like the opportunity to steal a sandwich. When the seagull went in and took yours. The squirrel was jealous? I think so. Or it took a sniff and really wanted a bite of your delicious sandwich. I'll do the same if I saw someone eating a sandwich. You steal people's sandwich? Are you gonna take my sandwich? It's okay. I always make enough for the both of us. And I can always make you some extra. Spread a generous amount of butter on both bread. Put some prosciutto ham on it. Maybe some mayo if you like mayo. And I'll whip up a nice crispy fried egg that still has a runny yolk, which you can put in between the sandwiches. Perhaps you fancy some crispy bacon bits as well. And maybe some caramelized onions. I'm glad you like it. Are you a bit peckish? That's normal, I think. You've been in this bed for quite a while. Could you pass me the water on your table side? Thank you. You should have a drink of water yourself. Ah, that's refreshing. That's okay. I turn all of the sounds pretty low. It's just, it's okay. Because I also soundproof the door and the walls, and also soundproof glass windows. Although that can't stop the rain sound, you know. Don't worry about the other noises. That's just a ghost in the house. It's asking us to hydrate. Everything's fine. Sometimes it's nice like that. It takes care of us, you know. Because when you sleep, your body actually also goes to work, right? While it slows down the process, like the processes of some parts of your body, it cranks up the others, like your digestive systems. So that's why sometimes you get really hungry when you're sleeping. But also sometimes your lips can get dry. And so it's quite nice of the ghosts to tell us to hydrate. This is quite comfy. The temperature is just right. Not too cold, not too warm. Exactly. The ghost can be slightly temperamental, can it? Do you think this rain will go away soon? I hope it doesn't rain in. I hope it doesn't last until the morning. Because it's gonna be quite damp on our way to work. And it would also make it so difficult to get out of bed. I have those days, you know, when it's raining as we wake up and you're like, I wanna stay more in bed. It's gonna be here for at least another hour, maybe 2. You might be right. The forecast did say it was gonna rain throughout the night. At least there's no thunder though. I'm not quite sure about you, but I don't really like thunder because my ears are very sensitive to sudden loud noises. The rain is fine though, because it's like a constant pour. Yeah. The sunglasses protects me though from the flash of the lightning. But I don't think they have designed ear muffles yet for my red panda ears. Oh, sorry. I might have touched your legs a little. Sorry, I had to move my legs a bit because it was going numb. Part of the sleeping, right? You gotta stretch. Sometimes I'll move a little. I don't like having to drive in the dark when the ground is still wet. I struggle to see the road paint. True. The mirage and reflection kind of really mess with the eyesight. But I think part of the reason why I would hate driving as well when it's wet. It's because some drivers would, they drive really fast, and the water would splash onto the windscreen, and for like a split second, you won't be able to see anything, and that's kind of scary. Even if your wipers was at max speed, like the water just hitting against the windscreen, kind of blurs everything out. Same goes with heavy rain. It can get very difficult to drive in that weather. Your touch feels nice. Ah, your skins are very smooth. Just adjusting myself. My body was going stiff. You look very dreamy. Oh, hey Al. Are you having trouble sleeping as well? These sunglasses are my eye protection. I don't have an eye mask, so this sunglasses helps. It's okay, I don't move a lot though when I sleep, so the sunglasses won't get damaged. You're very attractive, even when you're a bit groggy. But I guess we're just both very tired. The bed has a new kind of cloth smell too. When it's just fabric. Like those kind of new fabric. I don't know like what it is. Comforters kind of take too. Shall I read you a story? Maybe that will help us fall asleep. Okay, let me get up a little and pick a book. Okay, I got a book. Shall we continue from a collection of short stories? Hi Kaiser. You can hop on in. If you're having trouble falling asleep. We're about to start a story reading. Alright. Okay. There was a girl once. Her name was Sally. It could have been any other name, really. But let's go with Sally. It's solid, round hip, and stout. The kind of Midwestern name that can walk for hours and don't mind it much when the sun burned its skin red. Anyway, Sally was maybe about 18 or 19, some freshman at a local college, and like every teenager, she sometimes got behind on her schoolwork. So one night, she took all her books and went down to her dormitory's basement, telling herself she would study till the dawn window the sky in gold and claret. Halfway through, she realized she had forgotten a book, and back up she went, feet making no sound at all on the old carpet. Was it thick? Yes. Lush like nothing else. It had to be. Silent, she padded along until she reached her room and opened the door. It was black inside, no lights at all. The curtains were drawn. You couldn't see the glow of the distant town, but that was okay. Sally knew the room like the map of her palms. Slowly, she felt her way along the walls to her bed. Slowly, she realized there was a smell in the air. Pennies and salt. There was a sound in the air too. Breathing. Raps. And ragged. Heavier than anything she's heard. Sally knew the beat of her roommate's breath. This wasn't it. And maybe she might have said something if it wasn't for the itching under her skin. Something that whispered, "This isn't all right." So Sally didn't. It was late, and she was tired, and it was probably just her imagination. Thus decided, she got what she needed and clicked the door shut behind her. As she left, just as something began to drip, drip, drip. "Damn faucet," she mumbled, as she swayed back down to the basement. The next day, Sally went for her exams. How did she do? Truthfully, it didn't plainly matter. She took her examinations, and then she went home. Feet crunching across dried autumn leaves and cobblestones. Into the dormitory she went, up the spiral staircase. Unease laboring its way down her spine. There were far too many people out and about, their faces bright and afraid. But that wasn't Sally's problem. No, sir. Someone else could go worry about that. All she wanted was to sleep. To sleep. Hi, Lucy. I'm reading a story right now to help you fall asleep. Sleep wasn't in the cards though. Hell, I don't know if she ever slept again. I know I wouldn't be able to. Because when Sally finally wake, sorry, because I'm a bit tired, I can't read it properly. Because when Sally finally walked all the way to her room, pushing past co-eds in their flower-printed pajamas, she found police tape and policemen, and a smell in the air, pennies, salt, a stink of dried urine and shit, and a sound in the air, a drip, drip, dripping, oozing between the noise of the walkie-talkies, and a sight like nothing anyone could see. Her roommate, cut up like beef, words scrawled on the wall above her head. Aren't you glad you didn't turn on the lights? That's the popular version of the story, the socially acceptable one, as they like to say in polite company. Knock knock? Oh, don't worry about it. It's probably just a poltergeist in our house. It's okay. As long as we're together, it won't do anything to us or anything harmful. Where did we left? After all, it's one when no one is really at fault. Not Sally, not the roommate, not even the butcher who sliced up that poor girl. But there are other retellings, crueler ones, or truer ones, depending on who you're asking. And since you ask, one of them goes something like this. Sally was 18, maybe 19, but she might as well have been 72. Hers had not been an easy life, although it isn't for me to explain how. That's another story, and not ours to tell. But she survived it, or at least some of her did. The girl that shambled into college was 1 part Sally, 3 parts grit, and 9/10 rage. The world hadn't been fair to the poor child. It could have been worse. It could have been Sally, who had taken a murderer to her bed. Sally, who had been pushed down onto the covers with a palm over her mouth. Sally, who lay there twitching as someone carved a smile under her chin. Now I bet you're wondering, how did Sally know about all that? Because she was there, of course. As with every variant of the story, Sally was out late for one reason or another. Realizing she had forgotten something, she stumbled upstairs to her room. In the popular version, all she heard was breathing and a dripping to tell her that something was wrong. In this one, her roommate whispered, Sally, help me. And she froze. There was a smell in the air. Pennies, salt, ammonia reek. There was a sound in the air too. A gurgling noise. A slick of steel peeling through skin. Someone kicking against a bulk too big to move. I don't know why she walked away. Why she didn't flick on the lights or scream for the police. Maybe she was scared. Perhaps it was late and she was tired and certain it was all her imagination. Maybe Sally thought to herself, I ain't dying for someone I barely know. Whatever the case, she left. And well, you know how the rest of this tale goes. The end is always the same. Aren't you glad you didn't turn on the lights? Was that one of the meaner things? No, not even close. See, no one likes much talking about it, but everyone's got a little blood on their hands. Most of the time, it's metaphorical. That little lie that gets our sibling in trouble. The broken heart we blame on someone else lacking. Everyone is guilty of a small sin. Everyone. What Sally might have done? It wasn't evil per se. A little selfish, maybe. Or can you blame her for being frightened? Hi, Av. Do you have trouble sleeping? You can come in here with me. I'm reading everyone a bedtime story to help them relax. Ah, you're a good mama, aren't you? You're a good mama. AI, AI. Ego da na. Good boy deserves head pats. Your hair feels soft. So, what could have Sally have done? It wasn't evil per se. A little selfish maybe. But can't you blame her for being frightened? Imagine this. On the cuffs of freedom, full of hope, for the first time in your life, would you give them up for a stranger? Would you lay down and die for them? Ah, thank you for the follow, Jack Sapte Feather Fedora. Welcome to being a red panda. I hope you get comfortable on this bed here. We're in the middle of a story. Here's some watermelon. Ah, you're really sweet. Juicy. And I guess that helps me hydrate while I tell this story. It's a bit of a spooky story for Spooktober. also to calm the poltergeist in this haunted house that we live in. Because it might, horror stories usually calm entities down. I digress though. Stories are defined by a beginning, a middle, and an end. In more literary circles, people talk about denouements and layers, textures, the way a word can transcend to a synesthetic experience. But at the end of the day, it all comes down to those three things: a beginning, a middle, and an end. You'll be amazed as to how much details get lost in between. How a good storyteller can make you forget the bits that don't make sense. Sure, Jeff said. Sure, Jack. We'll pick up that story next. What happened that night? What drove Sally down to a drafty basement when she could have found sanctuary in the library? If you think about it, none of it makes sense. Every college has its reading room, its communal spaces. So, why a basement exactly? Did she really go there of her own accord? It's possible. It's possible too that someone decided it would be a mighty fine way to terrify the freshmen. No better method for earning respect than kidnapping someone from their beds and throwing them into the waiting room. The waiting dog, a hood over their head, the concrete cold against their legs. Maybe that someone was Sally's roommate. It's possible. Maybe this incident wasn't the first of its kind. Thank you for the headpats, Kara. And thank you for the follow, Abiska. Welcome to bed. Welcome to being a red panda. You can call me Reggie, Rego Panda. I'm reading a story right now to help us fall asleep. Hi, BG. You have your own blanket, your own comforter. We can get comfy. Maybe this incident wasn't the first of its kind. It's possible. Maybe, as Sally sat crying in the basement, too afraid to call out, something roamed out of the shadows. Something old. Something hungry. Smelling of salt and pennies, like the taste of blood in the back of your throat. Maybe the thing said to Sally, "What's your heart's desire?" And Sally, too full of grief to think straight, replied with something that she may have regret. That's possible too. But was that really what happened? There are only two people who really know. And one of them might not even be called Sally. Truth is, I don't think anyone gives a shit either. With stories like this, all people want are the bones. People like putting their spin on things. It could have gone any number of ways, this tale. A lot can happen between the main event. Did Sally run straight out of the room? Did she listen for a while? Did she tell her roommate to be wary, to lock the doors, and watch out for strange faces? Could she have known the assailant? Was there an assailant? Who knows? Still, let me tell you the version that I like the best. It's one that few knows and few will care for, but it makes the most sense to me. Or maybe I just like my stories bloody. So, here's how it went. Sally was 18, maybe 19, a freshman like any other, full of hopes and newborn dreams. The future had never seemed so bright. There was just one problem. Because of circumstances, she had to share a room with someone she knew. Someone she didn't rightly like. It might have been a sister, a cousin possibly, or her mother's best friend's favorite daughter. Who knows? One way or another, it was with someone Sally just had to play nice. She tried. And she tried. Oh, she tried to be nice. In the beginning, Sally did her absolute damnedest to be civil with the other girl. But you will only drown that poor horse if you force it to drink. Their relationship took no time at all to ripen to hate, sour by the need to suffer each other's proximity, both of them jostling for space neither could afford. Still, it was almost bearable for a while. Then Sally's property started to disappear. Her food, her clothes, research texts, little odds and ends. Then Sally's father died, and her roommate used the news of his suicide against her, ransoming Sally's reputation. It got worse from there. Sally stayed quiet for the most part, but you know what they say about people like that. And this wouldn't be so bad if Sally was ordinary. But she wasn't. She had a bit of, let's say, witch in her blood. Which is to say, she had a little too much. Sally had just enough powers to talk to things the wise leave well alone. I think that's the poltergeist. It's okay. Come near me. I can hug you. Everything's going to be fine. It seems like There's a shootout happening in the city as well. It's okay. When we're in this room, no one can harm us. Just a little trick I've learned back in the previous dimension. There's a spell in this room that will protect us. I see it's time for us to hydrate. Can you pass me the glass of water again? Thank you. Thank you. Hi, Loki. Yes, you're welcome to join in. It's okay. Nothing's gonna harm you, not while I'm around. Nothing's gonna harm you, no sir, not while I'm around. Demons are prowling everywhere nowadays, but in time, nothing can harm you. While I'm around. Mwah. It's just a story. But let's finish it. One day, Sally decided she had enough and went into the dark, carrying the hairs from her roommate's brush. True enough, there was something there, waiting, looking quietly. She feathered those long black strands, one at a time, saying nothing throughout, only smiled when the thing politely asked for more. The next day, she came back with nail clippings. This went on for a time. One night, the thing thought to hunger for one specific taste. Asked her, "Where did you get all that fine food?" "Upstairs," she said. "Upstairs? In the light?" "Yeah," she replied, licking her dry lips. "I could show you where," the thing said. "I would like that, but I don't like it much when someone watches me eat. It's one thing when it's little nibbles like this. It's another when you're talking about a fist." "That's fine," Sally said, rising to her feet. "You can keep the lights off." As decided, the two left the basement. Sally followed the thing up the spiral stairwell, her footsteps quiet, its footfall silent. She followed it into her room and sat down on her bed, quiet as a mouse. As the thing began its work, Sally stayed true to her word. She kept it pitch dark, not even the glow of distant town to light their way. Thankfully, her imagination was enough. When the sound of the chewing stopped, when the air was the stink of piss and flayed meat, when there was nothing left to do but leave, Sally got up and walked away. Ah, that's okay, Jack said. I'll see you around again, perhaps. Mwah. All the best. And if you're falling asleep, sweet dreams. The thing followed behind. The next morning, she came back to find her room transformed into a slaughterhouse. The air thick with rotten black flies. There was an apology scrawled in her roommate's blood. Sally had to hide her smile. Aren't you glad you didn't turn on the lights? No, she thought. It would have been fun to watch. The end. I hope that wasn't too spooky. But we are very comfy right now. So I think that helps a lot. Oh, thank you for the follow. Coffee Career. I'm so sorry for getting your name wrong. Thank you for the follow, Coffee Care Bear. Welcome to bed. You can call me Reggie or Vega Panda. I only was reading a story to chat to help them fall asleep. But mayhaps you have trouble sleeping as well? You can get comfy with bed with us. Now, I believe Jack requested a Laughing Jack creepypasta read, but he's not around anymore. But since he requested, I'll do it as well. I do have another story planned. So we'll do that, and then the third story, and then maybe we'll try to go to sleep. Sometimes I'm just currently supporting small VTubers and PNG. Thank you so much for dropping by, and I really appreciate any support that you can give. I'm a variety VTuber, and my favorite is to play horror games. Hello, Haru1. Thank you for the follow. Welcome. Get comfy in bed. This is my first ASMR stream. I think I'm doing alright. Hello. You love horror games? Me too. We just started playing Alien Isolation again today. We completed it in May in hard difficulty. This time though, we're trying in Nightmare. The alien was kind of relentless. Thank you. Thank you for the headpads. Thank you. I also like to draw, and I do occasionally sing once a month for karaoke. I'm so scared right now. I see. I was really scared of it too when I first played in May, but I think I'm used to it now, so I'm a little bit braver. Even though sometimes it's quite nervous. But I watched all the movies. I love the Alien franchise as well. I think my favorite by far is still the first installment. The second one was more an action flick, but that's okay too. Yeah, the first movie is really comforting. So, oh, you know, this is a bit of it's a bit of an unpopular opinion, but I did like Prometheus, the prequel. I didn't like the sequel though to Prometheus. I thought Prometheus was done pretty well. Even though it broke a little bit of the alien lore, but it introduced some new elements to it. But I think I like most because of the characters. I am French, but from Quebec, so I can still understand English quite well. Ah, I see. I unfortunately do not know many French. I just know Parlez-vous français? Je n'ai pas parlé français. Je t'aime? Mi amor. I think that's saying I love you. I kind of agree. I like the term. Ah, you like the ending. You know, technically the canon ending. I didn't like the fourth one. The fourth one was kind of like a fan fiction. Someone wrote a fanfic. Moi j'ai parlé français. I'm not quite. I think more. I'm sorry. I'm probably also butchering French. I think that means I speak French. I can speak French. Hiya, I'm a cat, but I also go by Fred. I'm a trans girl from UK. Well, hello. We're all having trouble sleeping here. We were reading stories to help us fall asleep. We were also talking about Alien franchise. Can you try to introduce yourself in French? I just have been very sleepy. Yes. Okay, I can try. I do need the help of Google Translate though. Alright. Live, laugh, love, alien. Okay, let me write down. Let me just tap on my phone here. Je m'appelle Regina Panda. Je suis VTuber. Enchanté de faire votre connaissance. I'm not sure how to pronounce this one because the words are long. I fear that I struggle to sleep as my body does not make melatonin hormones on its own. Ah, I see. I wonder what the French call VTubing? I'm not sure. I think VTubing is like its own phrase, right? So like no matter where you go, it's just called VTubing? Because even the Japanese, they just call it VTuber. I'm from Australia. Ah, hello to my Aussie neighbor. Well, I say neighbor, but we're like there's a country in between us. We have so many people from different parts of the world. We have people from Quebec, Australia, Hong Kong, the UK. I can't quite find the creepy pasta to Laughing Jack. I think we have to look that up at a different time. But it's like a trade-off. At this mass-produced serotonin, which the hormone that makes it happy, and I have a load of it. Isn't that good though? Being happy. Although they did say too much delight turns into delirium. Take care of yourself, cat. Philippines? I'm not sure if we have Philippines in the chat. But no, I'm not. Yes. I'm from Malaysia, yeah. You had a guess? Ah. Is it from the accent? It might have been the accent. I'm not quite sure. Because people around here tell me that I don't quite speak the same accent as them. I just know how to say hello in the Philippines. I don't know Philippines, or Tagalog as they call it. Perhaps you can teach me. You say neighbors? Yeah. And then I corrected myself by saying there's a country in between us, because Indonesia is between us. It's quite comfy in here. Oh, what's up? What's up, coffee? I am picking out a story to read out of the many samples that I have. Okay, we're gonna go through 2 more stories. Okay, this one is called The Falling Girl. Oh, thank you for the follow, cat. I hope you have enjoyed the content here and will continue to enjoy. Oh, thank you for the head pats. Thank you. My hair's not as soft as yours though, but thank you so much. Ah, that's the spot. I feel quite loved by now. Also, I think the poltergeist in our house is telling us to drink. I'm sorry, but can you pass me the water again? Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. The falling girl. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. Thanks. Martha was 19. She looked out over the roof of the skyscraper, and seeing the city shining in the dust, she was overcome with dizziness. The skyscraper was silver, supreme, and fortunate in that most beautiful and pure evening, as here and there the wind stirred. A few fine filaments of cloud against an incredibly blue background. It was in fact the hour when the city is seized by inspiration, and whoever is not blind is swept away by it. From that airy height, the girl saw the streets and the masses of buildings riding in the long spasm of sunset, and at a point where the whites of the houses ended, the blue of the sea began. Seen from above, the sea looked as if it were rising, and since the wails of the night were advancing from the east, the city became a sweet abyss. Burning with pulsating lights. Within it were powerful men and women who were even more powerful. Furs and violence, cars glossy as onyx, neon signs of nightclubs, the entrance halls of darkened mansions, fountains, diamonds, old silent gardens, parties, desires, affairs, and above all else, the consuming sorcery of the evening, which provokes dreams of greatness and glory. Seeing these things, Martha hopelessly leaned out over the railing and let herself go. She felt as if she were hovering in the air, but she was falling. Given the extraordinary height of the skyscraper, the street and squares down at the bottom were very far away. Who knows how long it would take to get her there? Yet the girl was falling. At that hour, the terraces and the balconies of the top floors were filled with rich and elegant folks who were having cocktails and making silly conversation. They were scattered in crowds, and their talk muffled the music. Martha passed before them, and several people looked out to watch her. Flights of that kind were not rare in the skyscraper, and they constituted an interesting diversion for the tenants. This was also the reason why the price of those apartments was very high. The sun had not yet completely set, and it did its best to illuminate Martha's simple clothing. She wore a modest, inexpensive spring dress bought off the rack, yet the lyrical light of the sunset exalted it somewhat, making it chic. From the millionaire's balconies, gallant hands were stretched out towards her, offering flowers and cocktails. "Miss, would you like a drink? Gentle butterfly, why not stop a minute with us?" She laughed, hovering happy. "No thanks, my friends. I can, because I'm in a hurry." "Where are you headed?" they asked her. "Ah, don't make me say," she answered, waving her hands into a friendly goodbye. A young man, tall, dark, and very distinguished, extended an arm to snatch her. She liked him, and yet Martha quickly defended herself. "How dare you, sir?" And she had time to give him a little tap on the nose. The beautiful people then were interested in her, and that filled her with satisfaction. She felt fascinating, stylish even. On the flower-filled terrace, amid the bustle of waiters in whites and the bursts of exotic songs, there was talk for a few minutes, perhaps less of the young woman who was passing by. Some thought her pretty, others thought her so-so. But everyone found her interesting. You have your entire life before you," they told her. "Why are you in such a hurry? You still have time to rush around and busy yourself. Stop with us for a little while. It's only a modest little party among friends. Really, you'll have a good time." She made an attempt to answer, but the force of gravity had already quickly carried her to the floor below, then 2, 3, 4 floors below. In fact, exactly as you gaily rush around when you are just 19 years old. Across the distance separated her from the bottom, that is, from street level, was immense. It is true that she began falling just a little while ago, but the street always seemed very far away. In the meantime, however, the sun had plunged into the sea. One could see it disappear, transforming into a shimmering red dish mushroom. As a result, it no longer emitted its vivifying rays to light up the girl's dress, and in that moment, she was transformed into a seductive comet. It was a good thing that the windows and terraces of the skyscraper were almost all illuminated, and the bright reflections completely gilded her as she gradually passed by. Now, Martha no longer saw just groups of carefree people inside the apartment. At times, there were even some businesses where the employees in black or blue aprons were sitting at desks in long rows. Several of them were young people, as old or older than she. And weary of the day by now, every once in a while they raised their eyes from their duties and from typewriters. And in this way, they too saw her. And a few ran to the windows. "Where are you going? Why so fast? Who are you?" they shouted to her. One could divine something akin to envy in their words. "Ah, they're waiting for me down there," she answered. "I can't stop. Forgive me. Oh, I think there's another shootout happening outside. It's okay. It's okay. No one can get us in here. I put a protective spell." "Hi, Ran. Are you having trouble sleeping? You can come and get comfy with us. I'm reading Shatter's story right now. To help them fall asleep. Welcome back. Ah, thank you for the head pats." "Hello, Ran. It's comfortable in here. Won't you join us?" "I see you practice magic too? Well, I am quite magical. I am a red panda, after all. I was reincarnated in this form. They're waiting for me down there," she answered. "I can't stop. Forgive me." And again she laughed, wavering on her headlong fall. But it wasn't like her previous laughter anymore. The night had craftily fallen, and she started to feel cold. Meanwhile, looking downward, she saw a bright halo of lights at the entrance of a building. Here, long black cars were stopping, and men and women were getting out, anxious to go inside. She seemed to make out the sparkling of jewels in that swarm. Above the entrance, flags were flying. They were obviously giving a large party, exactly the kind Martha dreamed of ever since she was a child. Heaven help her if she missed it. Down there, opportunity was waiting for her. Fate, romance, the true inauguration of her life. Would she arrive in time? She spitefully noticed that another girl was falling about 30 meters above her. She was decidedly prettier than Martha, and she wore a rather classy evening gown. For some unknown reason, she came down much faster than Martha, so that in a few moments she passed by her and disappeared below, even though Martha was calling her. Without a doubt, she would get to the party before Martha. Perhaps she had a plan all worked out to supplant her. Then she realized that they weren't alone. Along the sides of the skyscraper, Many other young women were plunging downwards, their faces taut with the excitement of the flight. Laughter around, their hands cheerfully waving as if to say, "Look at us. Here we are. Entertain us. Is not the world ours?" It was a contest then, and she only had a shabby little dress, while those other girls were dressed smartly, like high fashion model, and some even wrapped luxurious mink stoles tightly around their bare shoulders. So self-assured when she began the lid, Martha now felt a tremor growing inside her. Perhaps it was just a cold. But it may have been fear too. The fear of having made an error without remedy. It seemed to be late at night now. The windows were darkened, one after another. The echoes of music became more rare. The offices were empty. Young men no longer leaned out from the windowsills, extending their hands. What time was it? At the entrance to the building down below, the lights were still burning, but the bustles of the car had stopped. Every now and then, in fact, small groups of people came out, warily drawing away. Then the lights of the entrance turned off. Martha felt her heart tightening. Alas, she wouldn't reach the ball in time. Glancing upwards, he saw the pinnacle of the skyscraper in all its cruel power. It was almost completely dark. On the top floors, a few windows here and there were still lit, and above the top glimmer of dawn was spreading. In a dining recess on the 28th floor, a man about 40 years old was having his coffee and reading his newspaper, while his wife tidied up the room. A clock on the sideboard indicated 8:45. A shadow passed before the window. "Alberto!" the wife shouted. "Did you see that?" And women passed by. "Who was it?" he said, without raising his eyes from the newspaper. "An old woman," the wife answered. "A decrepit old woman. She looked frightened." "It's always like that," the man muttered. "At these low floors, only falling old women pass by. You can see beautiful girls from the 100th floor up. Those apartments don't cost so much for nothing. At least down here, that's the advantage," observed the wife, "that you can hear the thud when they touch the ground." "This time, not even that," he said, shaking his head, after he stood listening for a few minutes. Then he had another sip of coffee. And that was the end. Hello, David. We're getting comfortable here. That was the second of 3 stories. I think for now though, I'm gonna have to go to the restroom. It's okay. Don't worry. remember, nothing's gonna harm you, not while I'm around. I'm back. Sorry it took a while. I had to wash my hands. And I also spotted some hair in the sink that I gotta watch. Hello, hello. David, please do not emote spam. Did I miss something? People be crying in this walls? Well, you already know about them. Hold on. Let me get down again here with you. People are crying? Huh. Could have been the ghosts in our haunted house. It's okay though. It didn't show itself or harm you, did it? You'll be fine, you'll be fine. You're okay. You're okay, you know. Thank you for the head pats. Thank you, thank you. You're okay here. It cannot get in because of the spell I've put in place. Seems like they're doing a shootout again in the neighborhood. How are you doing? Are you feeling alright? Not too bad, I suppose. If it's ghost, you're okay. You vibe with the dead. That's kinda grim. But yeah, he'll be fine. They can't harm us, you know. And eventually, we can also just call the Ghostbusters to get rid of them. Also, let me get a bit more. Okay, there we go. I'm comfy now. I love ghosts. Ghosts always talks to me. Do they now? I hope they only whisper sweet nothings, you know? He'll be okay. Don't stay awake for too long. Don't go to bed. I'll make a cup of coffee for your head. I'll get you going out of bed. And I promise that one day I'll feel fine. And I'll promise that one day I'll feel alright. And I'll make a cup of coffee with the right amount of sugar, how you like it. And I'll make a cup of coffee with the right amount of sugar, how you like it. How you like it. Don't know how long I'll stay for. It's okay, I'll knock on your door Won't you come down and get me? I like it when you hold me tight. You make me feel nice. The green in your eyes makes me feel warm inside. And I'll make a cup of coffee with the right amount of sugar, how you like it. And I'll make a cup of coffee with the right amount of sugar, how you like it. How you like it. Yeah. Thank you for the follow, Toka22 Kirishima. Hello, hello. Welcome to being a red panda. Thank you for the head pats as well. Also, thank you for the head pats, Dainty. It's my first ASMR, and we're being comfy here, helping chat to go to sleep. We have read two or three short stories, and occasionally I also sing. To all the new viewers, you can call me Reggie, Rega Panda. I'm a Red Panda VTuber, and I call all my followers regulars. It's a play on words, regular panda. I'm a variety streamer. I like to play horror games most of the time. I draw, and I occasionally sing as well, as you have heard. I hope my singing is alright, for an ASMR. I think the poltergeist is trying to get into our room with a baseball bat. But it's okay, he can't go in. It's morning for you. Good morning then. Are you gonna go back to bed? Mwah. The bed's comfortable. Bed's very comfy. Shall we go to our last story for the night? I think for our elixir, the last story for the night, I'll read this one. It's called The Story of an Hour. Thank you for the head pats, cat. Welcome back. How was the tree built? The rat tree built? Alright. Knowing that Mrs. Millard was afflicted with a heart trouble, great care was taken to break to her as gently as possible the news of her husband's death. It was her sister Josephine who told her, in broken sentences. Veiled hints that revealed in half concealing. Her husband's friend Richard was there too, near her. Hello, Daisha. I'm reading everyone a story right now to help them fall asleep. Welcome to stream. Thank you for the follow, 6 intro. Oh my, we're getting so many new people today. How did you guys find us? I was pretty sure the room was enchanted. It protects us from the outside influence. But maybe it only works against our poltergeists and ghosts in this haunted house. But yeah, welcome to being a red panda. I hope you enjoy your stay here. It was he who had been in the newspaper office when intelligence of the railroad disaster was received. when Brantley Mullard's name leading the list of killed. He had only taken the time to assure himself of his truth by his second telegram, and had hastened to forestall any less careful, less tender friend in bearing the sad message. She did not hear the story, as many women have heard the same, with a paralyzed inability to accept its insignificance. She wept at once with sudden wild abandonment in her wild sister's arms. When the storm of grief had spent itself, she went to her room alone. She would have no one follow her. There stood, facing the open window, a comfortable, roomy armchair. Into this she sank, pressed down by a physical exhaustion that haunted her body and seemed to reach into her soul. She could see in the open square before her house the tops of trees that were all quiver with the new spring of life. The delicious breath of rain was in the air. In the street below, a peddler was crying his wares. The notes of a distant song, which some were singing, reached her faintly, and countless sparrows were twittering in the eaves. I think that was the poltergeist. The poltergeist is kinda getting a bit rowdy. Maybe we need to add some more seals. Perhaps we should add some more seals to the door and walls. Hi Raven. How are you doing? You can get comfortable with us. She sat with her head thrown back upon the cushion of the chair, quite motionless, except when a sob came up into the throat and shook her. As a child who has cried itself to sleep, continues to sob in its dreams. I'm doing alright. I'm getting comfortable here, and I'm reading stories, helping some chatters to fall asleep. Now, there was something coming to her, and she was waiting for it fearfully. What was it? She did not know. It was too subtle and elusive to name, but she felt it creeping out of the sky, reaching towards her through the sounds, the scents, the color that filled the air. Now her bosom rose and fell tumultuously. She was beginning to recognize this thing that was approaching to possess her, and she was striving to beat it back with her will. When she abandoned herself, a little whispered word escaped her slightly parted lips. She said it over and over under her breath. Free, free, freedom, free. The vacant stare and the look of terror that had followed it went from her eyes. They stayed keen and bright, Her pulses beat fast, and the coursing blood warm and relax every inch of her body. She did not stop to ask if it were or were not a monstrous joy that held her. A clear and exalted perception enabled her to dismiss the suggestion as trivial. She knew that she would weep again when she saw the kind, tender hands folded in death, the face that had never looked safe with love upon her, fixed and grey and dead. But she saw beyond that bitter moment a long procession of years to come that would belong to her absolutely. And she opened and spread her arms out in welcome. There'll be no one to live for during those coming years. She would live for herself. There will be no powerful will bending hers in that blind persistence with which men and women believe they have a right to impose a private will upon a fellow creature. A kind intention or a cruel intention make the act seem no less a crime as she looked upon it in that brief moment of illumination. And yet she loved him sometimes. Often she had not. What did it matter? What could love? That's some weird ghost. We have a rowdy ghost. That's okay. It can't harm us. Not with, the seal being up and us being together. And yet she had loved him sometimes. Often she had not. What did it matter? What could love, the unsolved mystery, count for in the face of this possession of self-assertion, which she suddenly recognized as the strongest impulse of her being? Free, body and soul free, she kept whispering. Josephine was kneeling before the closed door with her lips to the keyhole, imploring for admission. Louise, open the door. I beg. Open the door. You will make yourself ill. What are you doing, Louise? For heaven's sake. Open the door. Go away. I'm not making myself ill. No, she was drinking in the very elixir of life through that open window. Her fancy was running riot along those days ahead of her. Spring days and summer days, and all sorts of days that would be her own. She breathed a quick prayer that life might be long. It was only yesterday she had thought, with a shudder, that life might indeed be long. She arose at length and opened the door to her sister's importunities. There was a feverish triumph in her eyes, and she carried herself unwittingly like a goddess of victory. She clasped her sister's waist, and together they descended the stairs. Richard stood waiting for them at the bottom. Someone was opening the front door with a latch key. It was Brenton Mallard, who entered a little travel-stained, composed, carrying his gripsack, an umbrella. He had been far from the scene of the accident and did not even know there had been one. He stood amazed at Josephine's piercing cry, at Richard's quick motion to screen him from the wheel of his wife. But Richard was too late. When they came, they said she had died of heart disease, of the joy that kills. That was the end of the story. You look quite comfortable. With your eyes closed. Are you still awake? Can I give you some pets? Caress your hair and cheek? Would you like me to get closer to you? Now that we're closer, you're very warm. Mwah. I hope you're comfortable. I hope the stories weren't too scary. I think the rain kinda helps in, making it comfy and not too spooky for you. Those were good reads. I could really get some shut-eye. I see you may also have been asleep. You have been quite quiet. Good night, alright? Sleep tight. Alright? If you can still hear this, just keep on sleeping. I'm here. The moon is very beautiful tonight. If only it wasn't blocked by the rain. Shall I sing you a song as you fall asleep? Yeah? You're cute. You're very cute. Mwah. 1 a.m. Eyes closed, I'm slowly falling to the music and the atmosphere. Now and then I feel lights fading softly all over me, and I remember last year with all these thoughts in my head, and live when I was alone in my bed with all these thoughts in my head and living silently inside. It's so late in the night, my mind is drifting away. Then I dream about times I wish for a new, happier day. If a hand could reach out right now and save my life somehow, I'll feel the sun again as soon as this dreary night ends. Don't wanna go down like this, my heart's in a place that I don't miss. So ugly, so unfree, slipping in the meantime, just stay comfy. Once everything's said and done, I know I'll be okay, I will overcome. I'm hoping, I'm coping, I'm here. I remember last year, when I was alone in my bed, unhappy thoughts in my head, and living silently inside. And keeping all to myself, which I could be somewhere else. Back when I could only hide. It's so late in the night, my mind is drifting away. Then I dream about times I wish for a new, happier day. If a hand could reach out right now and save my life somehow, I'll face the sun again as soon as the dreary night ends. I'll face the sun again as soon as this dreamy night ends. Mwah. Good night. Sleep tight, okay? Don't let the poltergeist disturb your sleep. It's okay, even if this house is haunted. I'm here. I'll see you again. Good night. Oh. Hi, Deka. Hello. I have just finished reading 3 stories and also singing a lullaby to chat to sleep. Sag? It's okay. That's always another time. How was your stream? I'm helping chat to go to sleep right now. It was welcome to my first ASMR as well. I'm destroyed. Were you chased by monsters? You still see, I see. It's okay. You can come in this bed, get comfy. I've put a spell in this room as well to keep out the poltergeists and the monsters and the ghosts. Since it's Booktober. Yes, I know, I saw that. I don't know how. Maybe it's cause we were playing together. Hmm. Hmm. But uh, you can get comfortable in here. We're just gonna get nice and cozy now. Mm-hmm. It is. It is. All right. Okay. All right. Have a good time. Get yourself cleaned up and chat. Mwah. We are gonna go raid someone. Thank you so much for joining, and thank you for all the new follows. I hope you guys continue to enjoy your stay here. Uh, good night, Apple. Night, Deca. We're gonna go find somebody to raid. Who should we raid? Okay, I think we are gonna raid someone who's doing a Spooktober community night. Go check him out. He owns a McDonald's. Well, I guess not a McDonald's. It's his own branch of a burger chain restaurant. But he's doing a Spooktober right now. Okay, I'm just gonna go to bed while you guys go and show your love and support, alright? Thank you so much for coming and hanging out. I hope this has been a good ASMR. I'm not quite sure. I will have to look at the VOD and also read some of the comments in case I miss any. Good night. I will sleep well. Night night.